Hey, it's been a minute.
I know. Thanks for coming here on short notice.
No problem, but are you sure you want me to help you with this? I know I've dabbled in wrestling before, but I've been focusing on MMA the past few years. Just seems kind of, I don't know, desperate.
Ah, my ex calling me desperate. I missed that.
I'm going to ignore that, but I suppose we did make a good team. Might be nice to get back together. In the ring only, of course.
Not to mention the fact Mutiny keeps adding top names, so I can't really trust many people in WWE right now.
So you're saying I was your only option? I see how it is.
Best and only option. So what do you think? Will you do it?
I've been ready for a change, and WWE could be the breath of fresh air I need. I'm in.
Great. I've arranged for you to have a warm-up match here today before we tackle NXT together. I know you're used to knockout and submission rules in MMA, but today's pinfall only, to get used to wrestling again.
Go for the 3 count. Got it. I'm gonna go get changed.
We are going to kick some Mutiny ass.
Haven't changed a bit.
All right, show Sammy why you're the only person on Earth I'd bring in here to watch my back. You're gonna make NXT pay. Hell yeah! You dominated in the cage, now you're dominating in the ring. Have fun in there! This is wrestling! Watch out for counters! One. Stay aggressive, but don't get careless. Nice! Now follow it up with a power move!
So, this is how #1 draft picks live, huh? Nice.
The tour bus is nice, but more importantly, it's private. We need this space to talk strategy, since who knows who might be listening backstage and feeding information to NXT.
Good point. What about the GMs, though? Can we at least trust them? Adam Pearce was messaging me the other day.
Yeah, Pierce and Aldis are vetted, and they've given us full authority to counter the NXT mutiny movement. CM Punk will be helping us too once he's healthy, but for now, it's just us, so we need to figure out our first move.
Whenever I was in a tough situation like this fighting in MMA, I learned the best path forward is to focus on doing what I do best, which, in my case, is being scheming and calculated.
Well, since you just basically dropped everything to come in here and help me, it's only fair you take the lead on this. What do you think we should do?
NXT is going to be ready for you to strike back, but they don't know I'm on board yet. We can use that as a tactical advantage.
How so?
We're going to hustle them, embarrass them, and when it's all over, walk out with their precious intergender NXT Unity Tag titles.
I would have just wanted to go invade them right back, but I'm intrigued. How are we going to pull this off?
I know a guy who can get me into the Performance Center.
First things first, you're going to explain just how the hell you got in here. The Performance Center is official NXT Mutiny territory now.
Chase got us in, right?
That's right. I'm Chase. Used to train here a few years back. Still think I got a raw deal. Before that, I was a popular minor league mascot named Ribby. Ring a bell?
I have no idea what you're talking about. So you just walked right in? I don't get it.
Well, I still had my old badge. Plus, it helped that I kept in touch with Todd, the security guard. Good guy.
Freaking Todd! This really is his last strike. Anyway, I'll deal with him later. Why exactly are you here?
We're here to show Mutiny just how great me and Chase are. If you want to take down Raw and SmackDown, you need to sign us.
Is Shawn Michaels still here? What about Corey Klein? I'd like to give them a piece of my mind. They really missed the boat on old Chase.
None of them are here. You're dealing with me, okay? NXT Mutiny signed me to be their top producer, and I can't have outsiders showing up unannounced on my watch. My bosses would not approve.
I told you this was a bad idea, Chase. Let's just go to SmackDown or Raw, where they recognize real talent. Their GMs have been blowing up my phone nonstop.
Wait, they have? You know, it just so happens that the NXT Unity Tag Team Champions are training here today and need some opponents. So if you two think you're Mutiny material, go prove it.
You won't regret this.
Just remember, if this works out, who gave you the big break. Now excuse me. I need to go fire Todd. I'm happy you two came in today. Lexus and JC were just telling me they wanted some real competition, but I guess you'll have to do. Kidding! Let's see what those Raw and SmackDown GMs were so interested in. My new Mutiny business cards are gonna be amazing. We're talking next level. Ideas for how we can freshen up NXT. Bringing back the shaky cam every time someone gets hit. 3 cuts per second. Bailey and KO are gonna love it. I've seen more impressive moves in a slow motion replay. reconsider that mascot career, Chase?
That's a good tag.
Call this the Performance Center, not the Flop Around Center. You two are making Lexus and JC look like wrestling gods.
One, two, ring the bell.
We weren't ready for that match, Troy, but I promise the outcome would be different with more time to prepare.
Speak for yourself. I was fully prepared.
I'll handle this, Chase. So, what do you think about a rematch, Troy?
I think it's cute you think another match would turn out any differently. But you've given me a great idea. If you want a rematch so bad, why not do it on NXT? So the entire world can see your big debut and how talented you are.
Thank you. I accept your offer of a rematch on NXT.
Perfect. The Unity champions are gonna look great. And Bailey, KO, and all my new bosses here at Mutiny are gonna love it. Thanks for doing me this huge favor.
Anytime.
And this is definitely not the pairing we were expecting.
I had heard that the #1 draft pick and their partner here tonight were tight, but I didn't expect indie wrestler Chase to be pushed aside.
I don't know who's more surprised, us or Lexus King and JC Jane. They planned for a cakewalk and instead got a match against one of the best WWE has to offer and their debuting partner.
Let's see what else the challengers have up their sleeves as they battle for the Unity Tag titles.
The champ comes into his title defense incredibly confident, Corey.
And with good reason, Cole. When you're the champ, you don't have to worry about winning. You just have to make sure you don't lose. That is the champion's advantage.
The following contest is a intergender tag team match and is for the NXT Unity Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers, Big Money, Big Nasty, Big Time Terror, and N.I.K. And their opponents, the team of Lexis King and JC Jane.
There you see what's at stake. The NXT Unity Tag Team titles. How much might a surprise change like this affect the Unity Champ's game plan?
A heck of a lot. Everybody in the arena expected an indie wrestler named Chase, and instead, we had the WWE debut of a formidable partner for the #1 draft pick.
Not to mention, it was a very sneaky and shrewd strategy to pull this switch on Mutiny. King and Jane have got to adjust on the fly while already in the thick of things.
Oh, man.
Hard for the champ to have any answers when endless strikes are being rained down on you.
Somebody stop this competitor.
Ripped all the way up into a spine buster.
What a counter by Lexis.
Both athletes showing incredible reflexes here.
Wasteland into a senton. Momentum entirely against Lexis here.
Lexis unable to use his wide arsenal here.
And now propped up in the corner.
What a display here. Counters on both sides.
Caught him right in the jaw.
Ugh, what a shot. The Muay Thai training really showing off here.
Nothing was being held back with each of those strikes. Right off the apron.
Oh, no.
Coast to coast.
I cannot overstate the amount of athleticism, speed, and sheer guts that move took.
Up across the shoulders, fireman's carry position. Into a neck breaker.
Locking up here. Oh, poke to the eyes.
That seems to have really gotten him. He could have an eye injury.
Nonetheless, the match continues.
JC eats a clothesline.
But Lexis King with the belt shot.
And the referee never saw it.
The champions are going to retain.
Wait, foot on the ropes.
Is that the wrestler Chase who is supposed to compete tonight?
Credit to the challengers for throwing NXT off their game.
Hold on. Spear on JC Jane.
Looks like his eye's okay.
Or at least okay enough.
Setting up for some kind of double team move.
And down onto JC Jane with the cover.
That'll do it. We officially have new Unity Tag Team Champions.
We just witnessed amazing teamwork from these two, and it paid off with not only a title win, but a major victory in the war against Mutiny.
And don't forget the assist from Chase.
Mutiny shocked the world with their invasion a couple weeks ago, but now, taking their Unity tag titles that they held in such high regard is a shot across NXT's bow.
I have a feeling this is only the beginning between these two sides.
I saw what you did by pulling a fast one on NXT and winning their Unity championships. Clever.
Thanks. I don't think you've been introduced to the newest team member in our fight against Mutiny.
You used to date each other, right?
Don't hold that against me.
I won't. Welcome to WWE. But I do have to remind both of you, I've decided to remain neutral in this whole issue with NXT. I'm too close to it. So this isn't our fight. And besides, when it comes to competition, it's not just a catchphrase. It really is what's best for business.
We understand your stance, but we don't have to agree with it. We're going to do everything we can to stop Mutiny.
And if that happens, great. But if Mutiny comes out on top, then we'll pivot in that direction. It's what we do in WWE. We're constantly reacting and evolving. It's how we succeed. So like I said, good luck. But I can't support one side or the other until this is all over.
Welcome back, Punk.
Looks like I missed out on all the fun. That was impressive how you tricked them into defending their Unity titles. And then walked away with them, too. Well done.
Thanks. I guess that producer Troy was fired by Mutiny for his screw-up and is now groveling to get his job back with us. Good luck with that.
I have to admit, I'm a little jealous. You got your hands on the Unity champions after what they did to me. But I'll get my shot sooner than later.
I know you will. Which leads us to our next move. We've spoken to the GMs, and we think the best strategy is to divide and conquer between Raw and SmackDown.
At least Aldous and Pierce have our backs, unlike old Triple H. Convenient how he continues to sit on the sidelines, isn't it?
Yeah, it is convenient. I can't believe he's still staying neutral. Makes you wonder if there's something else going on there.
In any event, if we split up, we'll have coverage on both brands to fight off any mutiny attacks. I'll be headed to SmackDown.
And I'll be focusing on Raw. What about you, Punk?
I think it makes sense for me to float between both brands to help keep an eye on things. There's a lot of top names jumping ship, and I'd like to use my influence to put an end to that.
Sounds like a solid plan. Which brand should we focus on first?
I have to say it's nice to have someone else around here who's still taking the threat of mutiny seriously.
I know. After we took those Unity titles off them, it seems like people are starting to think the threat is diminishing.
I think they're too afraid to admit they're staring into a brewing storm. But that's where things stand. Nothing I can do.
So we wait while NXT plans? Come on, Aldous. I thought you were the GM.
I am, but my options are limited on what I can actually do. The board is sitting on their hands, which means they're sitting on mine too.
I'm not here to rekindle things with an old flame. We need to be proactive. Is everybody just waiting around to get attacked?
And hoping it won't happen to them. It's been a while since the initial invasion. People are starting to get complacent, I guess.
Where's a mutiny invasion when you need one? Those initial massed attacks really lit a fire under the roster.
Exactly.
Do you know what happened to that masked mutiny used during those first attacks?
It's sitting in my desk drawer. Why?
No reason. Listen, I've got something I need to do, but let's talk later.
Sounds good. Keep fighting the good fight.
Oh, I will.
Zoe Stark looks to make a statement here on SmackDown tonight.
From behind!
Looks like Mutiny's making a statement of their own.
Once again, Mutiny's surprise attacks are back, and tonight at SmackDown's own Zoe Stark was caught in the crossfire.
This is really upsetting, guys. Every time we think the dust is settled, Mutiny strikes again.
Mutiny thrives on this kind of disruption. It's their way of keeping everyone off balance. The question is, who's going to step up and stop them? Down into the shoulder. Wow, that hurt. That right there is why you've got to keep your head on a swivel in a situation like this.
I would prefer never being in a situation like this, Corey. This is not what parking lots were made for. Go behind, snap German suplex.
Suplex!
I knew they didn't like each other, but I didn't think they'd turn this into a parking lot brawl.
Bang! A migraine-inducing blow from that stop sign.
Oh, she has her right where she wants her.
Oh, hit by a flying stop sign. That had to hurt. Just getting all twisted up.
The parking lot is a literal playground of pain. This is getting ugly very fast.
Nice takedown. Really just laying it in. Boom!
Wards that off. What a response! German suplex! Elbow drop!
My goodness, look at this blackout.
You know she's thinking she can end it all here.
Zoe Stark. Back. No official needed here.
Did you see what happened earlier tonight? These random masked mutiny attacks starting up again. It's unexpected.
I did see it. Firsthand, actually.
What aren't you telling me?
That it was me. I attacked Zoe Stark under the mask. Think about it. A new mutiny attack reinvigorated and united the roster. And Mutiny can't deny this one without looking like they're too scared to take credit. It's foolproof.
Nothing is ever foolproof. But it is clever. And dangerous.
You know what? I got a taste of calling the shots when we went after the Unity titles, and it worked. I wasn't gonna sit back and be on the defensive anymore.
Maybe you have a point.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to stoop to their level and stir up trouble just for the fun of it, but sometimes you have to embrace the chaos to be heard. And that's what I'm doing here.
Just make sure you don't get caught if you do it again. And you should definitely do it again.
I plan to.